For the last couple of years, I participated in a Porsche Group Build, which produced one of my all-time favorite models, this Porsche tractor powered by a twin-turbo 917 engine. I followed it with this wheel-standing 914 that is giving a fellow YouTuber the ride of his life. For this year, I thought about doing something different. So I picked the worst Porsche kit ever made, and see if it's possible to build something cool out of it. Let's begin that journey. All right, back at the bench, I have my Porsche Sports Series, complete with chrome-plated parts from Palmer Plastics Division. In the previous video, we kind of looked at some of this. Now it's time to get busy. So we're gonna just get that out of the way. And here's the Porsche procedure instructions. Before assembling, carefully study sketch and place all parts on work table. Well, we got a work table. And let's start studying the sketch. I think first part includes cement the two halves of engine. Oh, it does say important. Always use a good grade of plastic model cement. I think I'm going to use this. Is it good grade? We'll find out. And let's look at that. Step one. Yeah. This is the Porsche engine. And it's got a little bit of flash to clean up. And this curious intake. So let's just see what it looks like. This is to put the front cover on. That sort of fits. I think I'm gonna just super glue that on. That actually has some impressive details. No, not at all. We're gonna just combined, we're gonna make glue soup. A little bit of super glue there, and probably there. All right, that might make this stick. Probably not. Does it fit? Yeah, okay. It's not falling apart. That's probably a good thing. I guess that should get trimmed. I'm not very familiar with the style of engine, what this represents. That looks like flash. That could be excessive sprue. This could be a bell housing or excessive sprue. One or the other. What does it kind of do? Oh. Maybe that's like the air-cooled shroud for the transmission. It's an air-cooled transmission. That's what it is. Okay. Well, I think I want to cut that appendage off. So, zip. All right. Maybe. I don't know. Should that be on there? I'm confused. I consider myself pretty good with engines and all like this, but this one has me baffled. All right, let's see how. Ooh, it does have whatever that is. Or maybe it goes this way. Should I? Oh, I should consult the instructions. Yeah, I don't even think. Oh, it does have. Oh, that's what it is. That is the shroud for the pulleys, so, because it does show, this is just weird, it does show that little appendage going which way. Does it go this way? And what is this? I think, this is so confusing. I think it fits better maybe that way or this way. I don't know. I think I'm gonna just hose it with a bunch of glue and see what happens. In fact, let's just, I guess you just glue it on that. So let's just put a bunch of super glue right there. And, okay. hold this.
Eternity later.
I think it's on. All right, let's just set this right over here and move on to step 2, flat sides. Cement 2 halves of front axle. This is the front axle. Okay, we gotta find that. Okay, I guess this is the front axle. It is curious that it has what appears to be a differential. So this could be a rear engine front wheel drive Porsche. Okay, that's interesting. I'm learning all kinds of interesting modeling design, kit design. All right, so how well this fits together then. I'll probably have to zip off some of those little doodads. That actually fits pretty good. So let's trim this up. Okay, I've trimmed this up. I think that these little titty things on the ends of the axle, those are mounting points, perhaps. But I'm surprised how well it fits together. It's quite precision. So I think we only need just a touch of super glue, maybe there and there. And try not to glue this piece to my finger. That is, the chances of that happening are very high at this point in time. All right, yeah, let's just put that over there. Let's go burn pile. Next step is front of chassis, and we have the frame. Have to find that, and the motor mount into openings on chassis channels, pieces 2 and 3, as shown, with narrow portion of mount towards front of chassis, allowed to dry. That's probably extremely important. So basically, as seen, I think that is the frame, and that appears to be the motor mount. So let's just cut these things off. Oh, that one's not even connected. And all right, we got one of these, and frame. It's only attached up here. Oh, I know they're attached together. Okay, we'll save these for later. Looking forward to these. This is curious. Look at how this is molded. Where am I? It's like it's connected to this. I bet that piece is burn pile. And we're gonna just kind of, I guess, cut it right there. Maybe? Ooh, this is scary. All right. So here's the frame. And, okay, it does. Instructions do show those tabs. We don't really know. I guess it goes this way. So this would be that side. This would be that side. And then, oh, okay. Well, this actually might make sense. Oh, okay. Ooh, it even snaps together. I don't even need any glue. That's approved. Yes. All right. We have the chassis. We have a chassis ready. Okay. Moving on. Step 4. Put cement on rounded side of both ends of front axle and slide into inside openings of chassis channels as illustrated with stops facing down. Follow illustration on this step very carefully. Okay. That flat side. Let's see here. Looking at this, I don't think I really see any flat side on this front axle. So, I don't know. And does it go in this way? Oh, am I going that way? Okay. Which way does it fit? Okay. Does it fit this way? How does it fit? It sort of fits there too. I don't know. It actually doesn't need any glue too. this chassis is very solid. All right, let's go on to the next part. Next part. Ooh, this is details. Step 5. Cement a gas tank, piece 100 into position on front of chassis as shown. Note, be sure locating bars fit into locating slots on tank. Okay, so I'm guessing the gas tank is gonna go somewhere in this vicinity. Oh, we have to find the gas tank. There's the gas tank. It has its own collection of flash. So let's just cut it maybe about right there. Oh, and it's actually connected by all the flash. All right, I have the gas tank off. Most of the flash fell off, which was good. And so I have to kind of figure out how this goes. The instructions show cement gas cap. Yes, we already went through that. It has these tabs that go like this, and I think it's just gonna like sit there like that. And so it fits actually pretty good. And I don't think it's gonna snap in. Maybe it will. Will it go that way? I think it's gonna need a little bit of glue. So let's put a little bit of glue on it. Maybe, some there, some there. All right. And it says, let that dry. So we'll let that dry. While the frame is drying, I think I'm gonna move on to my favorite part, the wheels and tires. So let's find those. You know what those look like. They're the black round things with a hole in the middle with some kind of engraving on it. And that says, I think it says Palmer Tire. That's what it says. That's pretty funny. And it has some other kind of engraving on it. That is Palmer Tire. Who knows? Maybe it's better on this side. Yeah, it's just kind of like gobbledygook. All right, so let's cut these off. Uno. I think can't even get my snippers in there, so we're just gonna like snip this side. Just yank it off. Like, yeah, you can't even look at that. You can't even get a snipper in there. That. Oh, but they just fall off. That's even better. All right, we're gonna look at that soon. To get into our first chrome parts, it looks like the bumper is ready to just fall off. We'll just put that back in the box. And these wheels and tires, or wheels, they are obviously the custom kind. And there's one off. Oh, and look at all the flash. There's gonna be plenty of flash. Flash is good for, it's kind of like kindling for your burn pile. See that? That's a special piece. Could be like a Continental kit. No, not at all. So I know this is just riveting video, cutting wheels off. Okay, we'll save the rest of all these custom parts for later. We'll require some type of glue because, you know, I'll show you. It goes in, it goes out. So these need to be glued. All right, probably. Should I sand the tread? Yeah, let's think on that. That's sanded. Sanded. One down. Ooh, this one has a plug in it. Clearly, they did not snip the plug off. that's fixed. And another one. Yeah, that has all the flash. Ooh. It's now much more rounder. And I think I'll pay close attention when I glue these together. Oh, that wheel. This wheel looks terrible. It's got some curb rash on it. That's what we'll call it. Let's eliminate the curb rash. And yeah, that's good. All right. I think that one has tire plugs that need to be sanded. Okay. All right. And there's just tire falling off all over the place here. Let's just glue this together. So I got the wheels and tires all assembled, and I just kind of want to do a quick comparison to a 70s stock car tire, just to kind of show you what I'm dealing with on this. I mean, I guess this is okay. Let's see if I can get them on. And basically you have the frame and these little holes right here that they're supposed to go into, but they don't. They should push all the way in, and the post is a little bit too big, so we kind of have to, I guess, hog this out. Probably a round file would be much more effective, but I'm just too lazy to go get that right now. Just see if this works. Oh, and there it goes. It just popped in. All right, let's get the rest of them on there. Okay, I have the wheels attached to the chassis, and it has the front axle, a gas tank, the engine mount, and it sits actually pretty square. That's okay. The next step is place completed engine on engine mount according to illustration. Check proper location, then cement in place. Okay, so it kind of just sticks in there. We have the completed engine, and it shows the back going in like that, and it tumbles out. Okay, but it actually kind of fits where they tell you to, or sort of does. My wheels are falling off, the engine's falling out. This is, oh, and then the engine, I mean, now the whole thing is falling apart. Okay, let me regroup here. Okay, round 3. I think the chassis is a little bit better glued. No, clearly not. It's still on all 4 wheels. We're trying to get the engine installed. This has proved to be a challenge. So it kind of goes there. And so what I think I'm gonna do is just put some of this quality plastic cement, maybe some there, and maybe some there. And then we're gonna just put that. Yeah, we checked proper location. It goes in the back because this is the front. We'll see. And then, ooh, we get to do some interior work. Let's move on to that. So the dashboard is actually pretty nice. It has some engraving for some gauges, and it says Porsche on it, clearly. And yeah, we got some flash. We'll just get rid of that. It has a hole for the steering wheel, which is right here. That hole is flashed over. That's okay. I'll snip the wheel off and see how this fits. That right there, that's a whole lot of sprue. Burn pile. This is actually much more than just flash. This is, I consider this complete mold over. Oh my God. I just poked it with the knife and I almost broke the whole thing, I think. Because does this fit? That's perfect. Got a little bit more on this side. Careful, you don't want to remove any detail. That's important when building a Palmer kit. Okay, that seems to, could probably use a little bit down here. Okay, all right. Oh, dropping things as usual. Maybe a little bit clean up on that steering wheel. I don't know. It looks like a Porsche steering wheel. All right, and then see how this fits. Okay, look at that interior. We have the steering wheel. Yeah, I think that this dashboard doesn't quite fit exactly how it should. Might have to do a little bit of work on that. And back to the instructions. It has cement steering wheel to dashboard as shown. Cement, that's not what you do. Cement gear shift lever into opening and floor. Allow to dry. I think that's part of my problem. There's a hole right there. Where is the shifter? Is it on the chrome? I mean, I think I'm getting gypped on a shifter. I think that's when this build starts going downhill. We have another engine, but no shifter. Likely an oversight? Probably. Because I mean, this part is complete. And it doesn't have a part number. I'm just baffled. Okay, let's just keep moving on. This next step is putting the light faces. Now, cement left and right running lights. Light faces outside, per the illustration, into position from inside a body as shown, allow to dry. Hopefully this works. These are on the chrome tree right here, and they look like they were molded quite well next to these cone-shaped objects. So let's just zip these off and see if they actually fit as shown on the illustration. Okay, look at that big ol'. That's quality molding. Okay, let's see. Lights face outside. That might fit. Might fit. Not really. I see a lot of glue to make these fit, so alright, I'm gonna have to sand file glue. This is hard. Okay, next up, probably my favorite part is putting the headlights on, because then we get to the point where they put the bumper on after. See how that fits, and if it's mocking me, I'm sure it is. Okay. So here are the headlights. They are these pieces that look like beekeeper masks. That may or may not be approved. And I still can't get my nippers in there. Oh, fortunately they just come off with an X-Acto. Not very well. We don't want to destroy any of these other pieces because, you know, quality parts are hard to find. Oh, that is made out of plutonium, so we'll get that. And so we got some cleanup. Yep. And Little sand. Okay, that's plenty. I need some sand. Because of flash. Okay. That's adequate. And these little doodads, they got installed. And these will go like this. That is a major improvement on the overall face of this car. So let's get those in. Maybe sometimes when you twist it, it helps. I don't think I have the glue in the right place for this to work. Yeah, not at all. These are not going to stay. And here's proof. Let's put it a little bit more, maybe like right there. And so that's way too much. And really, now I have super glue all over my hands. And that one actually got super glued to the bench. So, okay, we're gonna just do that. That looks like about where they go. We're gonna let that dry, as the instructions say. I can go to the bumper because it needs some cleanup from mounting points, etc. And you might be wondering what I'm doing is basically I'm doing all my test fitting right now to see how this car actually fits. So that's how the bumper fits. And you might be wondering what my process is right now. Basically, I'm test fitting. I'm learning this kit. So when I quickly disassemble it, I will know all of the pitfalls associated with the Palmer kit. Let's try to get this bumper on. So I got the bumper on, and that concludes all of the stock chrome parts, and it resembles the illustration. I think it's still mocking me. That's okay. We'll treat you and we'll figure you out. But what's cool about this is you get to go to page 2, aka the back side of the instructions. And the next step, step 13 and 14, is rear bumper and taillights. So that seems pretty remedial. So let's get those, I'll get those on and we'll see what happens next. Here are those taillights. Ooh, I wonder, is that the mystery shifter? That might be what that is. I think I just found it. They hid it in between the two taillights. Oh boy, those crafty Palmer people. I bet that's what that is. Look at that. That's what that is. That's pretty amazing. That is advanced, and I don't think that is a lockout, but what do you think? Could that be the shifter? I bet it is. Oh yes. Okay. So all parts, I believe, are accounted for. We got to trim out these taillights carefully. Don't want to mar these precision parts. And we're getting some nice burn pile items. Just kind of shocked how they stashed that shifter right there. Okay, all right, where's the bumper? Oh, here's the other bumper. And you can tell it's the rear because of the way that it is. Has the little medallion on it. And again, another tumor. Got rid of that. So, again, lots of cleanup. And probably do that, when it's time to, put the, replate the bumpers. We'll take all the mold lines out and all that kind of stuff, because that's the signs of quality modeling. So let's get these things off. Putting the taillights on in the correct orientation. This one has a gnarly pin mark on the back. Should probably not gonna allow it to stick. It's pretty close. And for the bumper ridge, we're gonna kind of attach it how we did the other one. It actually has locator pins on it. Okay, that helps with the super glue. We're gonna let this dry and figure out the next step. Next step involves putting the windshield frame on. And I think I'm gonna wait till the end for that, because that's probably a very fragile, delicate part. And then the next step after that is cementing the ventilator into position on the motor door as shown. And as usual, allow to dry. Let's figure that out. I guess this is the ventilator, and it's probably the best piece in the kit other than the giant pin mark in it. So I'm gonna have to be very careful how I remove this. So we're gonna like cut way off, because the ventilator needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attachment points to ensure that this precision part was molded correctly. I don't know if I can really approve that, so this is going to take some care in getting all of these titties off. So wish me luck. Okay, I think that is good enough for the test fit. That is gonna go on to the motor cover, or the motor door. You have the ventilator and motor door, and as we can see, that really doesn't fit all that well. So just to kind of, for the effect, I'm gonna glue this in with just a little tack of super glue just so it stays in place, and go from there. I think it fits best that way. I got some super glue on that, and it is firmly attached. It passes the shape test. All right. Next up, the following procedures are optional steps in the assembly of this model car. Any or all of these steps can be used to competition customize your car according to the individual desires. All right, now we're talking. Follow these steps will transform your sports car from a true stock model to a real competition racer. We gotta figure that out. So the first competition customizing part are the straight through manifold exhaust. And they tell you just to kind of stick them on the bottom edge, with bottom edge of, what is it? That makes 0 sense, I think. So let's look at those. That's what these are. These are the competition exhaust. Let's just get these off. See what's involved here. They have, again, all the attachment points and weird pin marks. Okay, Got one piece of something went flying, and I guess this is where I should be cutting them. Okay. So how do these go on? Alright, let's just see if it falls apart. Should they go here? They don't go in front of the wheel. I don't understand. And they don't show them on the box, so I think we're just going to put these into the spare parts box. I don't know, maybe we can use them later. Let's just, I don't know. Help. You guys are the pros here. The next parts are fender mirrors and aerials, because every Porsche needs twin aerials, and I don't know about mirrors. These holes are closed over and must be opened up with a pointed object. What should we use for that? Cement any or all of these accessories into proper holes as desired. All right, we need to come up with a pointed object. So I'm assuming these are the holes, and I've come up with this pointed object, aka toothpick. Yeah, I don't think that that's going to be very effective, because there's these other holes back here. All right, just for the record, you can't use just any pointed object. You know, you would think a toothpick is a pretty good pointed object. Not in this case. Pro tip. So the dual aerials antennas have this mounting pin that I could not get the hole in the body with my pointed object. So what I think I'm going to do is just zip that off, apply a little bit of sanding, do the same to the other, because if you do one, if you're going to include one, you got to include them both, wouldn't you say? And I think they go somewhere like that, maybe. Okay. We're going to just use some of the high quality glue, and voila. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I do like the dual antennas. They are installed. Oh, and I think my bumper just fell off. That is very Palmer-esque. This model is not for beginners. The antennas are actually really good. They add a sense of technology to this build. And looking at the mirrors, which are these square doodads, I don't think that they add much performance, but the instructions show for the next custom things: cement the narrow portion of exhaust extension. Ooh. And we have cement air scoop to either the left or right outside section of motor hood, and as far forward or back as you wish. So they're basically telling you just to stick it somewhere. And that would be this chrome wedge looking item. Well, and I don't know if this adds performance or competition. I think we're just going to leave it so we can customize it depending on how we feel for the day. So that part we'll just keep on top. And let's look at these exhaust extensions. That's what these parts are. And yeah, these are very strange. They sort of look like feet with toes on them. Can you see the toes? I don't think we're gonna need that. This roll bar though, I think that that's probably a proper performance modification, and why it has this additional roll bar on the inside of it is beyond me. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sprue attachment points to deal with. So, and of course the clippers don't really fit where they need to go. This kit is getting my seal of approval. Can we put it in just like that? Oh, that's even better. Now it's like the Richard Petty, you know, peace sign thing. Okay, that's approved. So I think I'm getting close to finishing the mock-up. First, we have to address the windshield frame. Again, it has the mini sprue attachment points with, you know, these extensions, and you know, I don't think that these are like roll bars or something, so I think that's hindering the vision of the driver. Get these out, and I think the chrome is just like, look at my fingers, the chrome is just trying to escape the parts as well. So I'm gonna get this glued on, see how we feel about it. So stay tuned. Before we wrap it up, I was really hoping to use the stickers, but unfortunately the stickers don't have much sticky left on it, which is disappointing. While it has some areas of goodness, there's a lot of disappointment. We'll see if I can come up with some kind of plan for this. So here's my Palmer Porsche Group Build. Yeah, it's just kind of sad, even though it is kind of cute. But I think I have something in mind to make this better. So I hope you stay tuned, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do, because I have all kinds of model car stories to tell. Thanks for watching.